Okay, y'all. It's time for one of my spiritual stories. Okay. So I told y'all I felt like I was in the Hunger Games over here, right? I felt like I was in Egyptian House number 3, right? The Hunger Games. Everything was weird. It was like I was in an altered reality or a simulation or something. It was so fucking weird, right? Even the atmosphere or the air was weird. It was darkish. It was a weird time. To me, it felt like the police sirens and things were going off on a monitor. It seemed like everything was monetized and they would just, the sirens would go off to make you think that something was going on, but it just all seemed simulated to me. And I also told y'all I felt like I was plucked up and I felt like I had shit all in my nose. I felt like I had been plucked up or unplugged from something. On this particular day, my ceiling fan, it wasn't on, but it was cold as fucking here. And I didn't have any gas because they turned the gas off, right? I was still complaining about the gas and things like that. So I called the police for the last time. And 2 officers came out. One was good cop, one was bad cop, right? But that particular day, the last day of me being in the Hunger Games, when the police officers left, some told me to leave too. So I took my gun, my ID, and my debit card, and I started heading north. When I got to Massachusetts, I saw the gas man putting gas underneath in the thing. I just kept heading north, right? I didn't even lock my door or shut my door. When I came home, it was some things misplaced, out of place that I didn't put in certain places. I ain't say nothing about that, but I had some PTSD pills. They were sitting on my sink. I never remember putting them there. I ain't say nothing. When I came home, the gas company had put the tag on my shit. So it was really fucked. I was really screwed in, but I was not going to leave my house. Right? I was not going to leave. I was going to make it work because I didn't have anywhere to go for one thing. And I felt like the gas company was doing me a disservice, but I look at that totally different. I think they cut it off because they needed to. Because when I left my house, I felt like my body was filled with gasoline. I felt like my body was full of gas. And I was even on my period. And I'm like, so whatever happened, I think it was divine intervention. So I don't even look at it that way anymore. The Most High said, turn the gas off. And that's what needed to happen, right? So, like I said, I don't know what these people were up to or what they were capable of doing, but I know that their intent was to harm me in some type of way, right? So I'm heading north. I get to Ditch Road. I go into the filling station there. Everything is disarray in there. It's like they had their machines or something was broken down, whatever. It was chaos in there. And I got some ice while I was in there. I stopped at a hotel because I was going to stay at the Red Roof Inn. Me and Rico Suave, we got into it. I guess he was offended because I wasn't trying to crack on him or I wasn't open to his advances. Here I am. I'm looking dirty. I'm trying to go somewhere. I'm feeling sick, right? He want to talk shit. I cussed him out and I started heading farther north. Got to another hotel, met Tamika, funky ass there. She the receptionist that can't afford to stay at the hotel. But when people that look like her come in there, she thinks she's somebody. You behind the desk. You should be more courteous to people, right? I asked for some items. I never got them. I went to take a shower. Somebody came in my room. I called and complained. Nothing. Nobody came. Nobody said shit. Nobody got me the things that I needed. The next day, I got the hell out of that hotel because I didn't feel safe there. While I was at the hotel, I called my son. I called one of my sons and said, I'm at this hotel. Can y'all bring me this? I wanted some pads. I wanted another pair of clothes or something like that. I just wanted them to bring me some things. They never brought it. The thing that bothered me about that whole conversation with my son was my grandbaby in the background. When she heard my voice, she was like, Granny! And I'm like, damn, right? Did they tell her I'm dead or something? Why would she even react like that? It just did something to my spirit. But yeah, that day, I ended up at the hotel. I left the next day. And when I left that hotel, I was so paranoid. I had my gun drawn. I walked out. When I got to the elevator, I had it ready. All the way out the door, I had my gun ready because I was like, I don't know what the fuck is going on up here, but I got to go. So I left the hotel. That's when I came back home. My door was still open. You know, the gas company people had been here. When I came in here, I threw everything that was open. Anything that was open, I threw all that shit away because I was like, I done left the door unlocked. I don't know who been in here. It looked like somebody been in here because I see these pills right here that I don't even take, but I see them on the edge of my sink. I'm like, who put them there? Whatever. I'm not right. So I had to throw everything out. But yeah, that just goes to show. I don't know what they did. They sent illusionary magic, chaos magic. They sent a lot of magic over here to put me in some type of an illusion, right? And then they tried to convince me that I'm crazy or that they didn't do magic when they all around me doing magic, right? Anyway, I was Egyptian house number 3, huh? I was the goddess of Egyptian house number 3. Right? And it was cold in here. But we got through that thing, right? But yeah, y'all, it was so weird. And me calling people, asking for stuff, asking them to do stuff for me. Everybody ignoring me. Nobody's responding back. Nobody's saying nothing, right? And it was all weird. But they made it too weird to where you can't deny that they did some weird shit. And with that being said, my granddaddy said, y'all some dumb niggas, right? Y'all some dumb niggas. And every nigga that was involved in sending that magic, right? Trying to cause chaos and confusion in my life, doing things behind the scenes, Joyce, right? And the rest of y'all, we say thank you. Y'all help me to understand there is something special about me. Ah, shit. Anyway, who am I? I'm the goddess of Egyptian house number